65 days a year. We do not sleep. We do not rest, and especially during March. And it is March Madness. Last year we got ripped off during March Madness. It's like they just got some of the tournaments underway, the Pac-12 tournament and Big East tournament and stuff. And, you know, the players were basically on the court and they were canceling the tournaments. That was about 10 days from now, a year and 10 days from today that happened. But this year, not going to be the case. We were rolling right into it. And as a matter of fact, a lot of those games that got postponed or canceled are being made up. And so this week, jam-packed with games. Good schedule today, good schedule tomorrow in college hoops. NBA rolling right along, one of the biggest schedules of the year today. So, yeah, it's all happening. I don't know what's happening in hockey, but we'll figure it out when we get there. But I'll bring in the guys. Got our regular cast of characters. We got Brian and Rod with me. Morning, guys.
Morning.
Good morning.
So, Brian, got my...
yeah. I tell you what, I hit my premium plus the points, but they shocked me and stunned me that Michigan didn't win.
So were they soft as a marshmallow, or was it a cotton ball? Which
one game? Oh, I feel like it was one game. They probably had their heads swelled, like you said. But I feel like come tournament time, Michigan's going to be a very tough team to get out of the tournament.
You think it was just Michigan was head swelled, or you think Illinois was also motivated? They got sick of hearing it.
Maybe a mixture of both.
Both. And Illinois, of course, missing their best player for that game. So will be interesting to see what happens, going forward. Of course, Illinois has lost games with their best player in there to worse teams. Michigan had a bad.
Oh, yeah.
They had a bad. Illinois was. They were sky high. You see games like that once in a while where, teams just, they're just sky high for it. It's like they circled it on that calendar and they just came out, chomping at the bit and, exactly like Dickinson, no match for Coburn in the middle. Just no. Men against boys is what that was. And, on the outside, but we've seen it before. It's kind of like, Clubber Lang versus Balboa won. And then, the rematch, they came up with a game plan to fix some of the holes. And it did look a lot like Lang Balboa won.
As long as a Big Ten team cuts down the nets at the end of March Madness, that's all I'm worried about.
It sure didn't look like it from what we saw on the court yesterday. A lot of Big Ten teams playing yesterday. And I would say not one of them looked like they were ready to cut down any nets. That's something you got to earn on the court, and that's something Big Ten teams generally don't do when it comes to major athletics. So, a lot of talk always and very, very little production when it comes to actually delivering on these championships. Most of the basketball championships go to the better conferences like the ACC and the SEC. But anyways, we got to...
What about the Big 12?
In the Big 12. Big 12's got some, but same thing. Kansas, traditional, Final Four team that doesn't get it home. Traditional.
I think you're sleeping on Big 12 and Big 10 and your SEC and ACC.
What's going to happen? It's going to be earned on the court, not in the YouTube comments, not in not on this show. It's going to get earned on the court, and I think that's what when we hear people start saying I got Michigan in the championship game. It's like these guys are the biggest chokers in the history of college athletics. I mean, from top to bottom, that athletic program. It's like, yeah, they've had some good teams. They've played well this season. We've won a lot of money on Michigan, right? I mean, I've won money on Michigan when you've been on the other side of it. Right? Wisconsin, Michigan. You had Wisconsin. I had Michigan. And so it's like, I'm not saying, that they're horrible or anything like that. I'm just saying that this is traditionally a conference that is so overrated in every sport that it's like the value's always on the other side. Always. I mean,
I think Wisconsin's cost me the most money this year.
Well, I'll tell you what, Wisconsin and UConn, teams like that, when you get into next week it will start, and then the following week, those are the teams that that's where we make our money on Wisconsin, is in those games, because you get to the NCAA tournament, I'm not betting against Wisconsin anytime soon, I mean, we're going to at least get it home with the points. These games like that, pathetic performance last night in the final 3 minutes. That's only going to make us more money in a week or two, is the way I see it. It was like, they weren't going to stack up against Purdue, but you get them into a situation where there's a commercial break every 3 minutes and they can rest that defense. I like my chances. I like my chances with the Badgers. And I like my chances with UConn. I like my chances with, I still think that to me, the surprise teams, the teams that I'm looking for in the NCAA tournament, Wisconsin, UConn. Who was the other one that I saw? That was like another one that's going to be just a beast in the tournament. Oh, Oregon, right? I mean, these are the teams that just like, oh my God, nobody wants to play them.
I think Houston might give you a good number.
You think USC or Colorado, man, those teams absolutely have a chance. If USC goes all the way to the final, I think USC has, people would say Michigan, and, they've obviously put the wins together. But I think USC, man for man, is more talented than Michigan. I think Mobley is better than everybody on Michigan twice over. Him and Cade Cunningham are the two best players in the country.
Yeah.
It's not even close. I mean, how is Garza rated? I mean, he's seen as a better player than Mobley. I mean, have you seen this guy? It's freakish. It's like his arms are like longer than my car. It's like this guy's got, you want to talk about a wingspan. Man, imagine if he played wide receiver for the Cowboys, how many Super Bowls they would win. Anyways, let's get to.
I think Garza could be like a Jokic, Denver Nuggets Jokic.
I think Garza's going to be like an 8 to 10 minutes a game, like backing up. A guy like that, he's going to be more like by committee. Either that or he's like a by committee guy. He does have the outside shot, but we'll see how it happens when they move him back a little bit. I also have, a lot better athletes that he's got to play against. That's the difference in college is that look how many players play in college. There's 400 and something teams. Some of these teams that have, that are not very good teams have NBA players on them. I mean, look at the NBA rosters. They're loaded with guys you never heard of, in college. So you have that factor. And then, so Garza's playing against teams that they just don't have the talent level that he's going to be playing against. And every player in college basketball is playing against that. Everybody is. Everybody is. So, it's equal to equal, but it's, I'll take Cade Cunningham.
Oh, he puts up a double-double every night. 20 points, 10 rebounds.
He probably goes first round.
Garza?
No, Cunningham.
Cunningham goes first or second overall.
Overall, yeah, like first. Number one.
Or two.
I think he goes first.
Or Mobley.
I think he goes first.
I think Mobley could go first.
Could. I think Cunningham goes first.
It all depends on who gets the pick and what the need is. But anyways, let's talk about the NBA and see who needs what. I lost one game yesterday. It was in the NBA. Cavs, Pacers, Sixers, Jazz. So Toronto is playing against Detroit. That game is going to go. I did a video. I didn't post it because I didn't know if they were going to go or not. So I'll post that. Maybe I won't post it. I don't know. Got the Rockets and the Nets. That line has shot up. The Pelicans and Bulls. We'll just do those first four. Go up to 7:30. Brian, any of those four?
Yeah, I'm really liking the Cavaliers at home plus the 6.5, 7 points. They've played better recently, and that's a lot of points for the Pacers to cover on the road. They're a better team than the Cleveland Cavs, but I think the Cavaliers can keep it respectable tonight, and I'll probably lean to the Utah Jazz against the Sixers. Sixers have some issues. Usually I'm not a big Jazz guy, but the way this line looks, I think it's a play on Utah to win this game by 6 or 7.
I wouldn't be surprised if Cockburn went to a team like the Bulls, who seem to always find that guy. Like with the Bulls' second rounder, or like if the Bulls have a late first rounder, they trade, and get the late first rounder. Like that's where they always find their guy, like kind of in that spot, like at 23,
Where's Minnesota drafting that?
Timberwolves? So they're going to be in
They'll probably get Garza where they're at.
They'll probably take your light behind you is like shining right in our face.
That is sunlight. Hold on.
Figure it out. Stop being sunny in Philly.
Goddamn sun's coming in.
Caught everyone by surprise. Rod, any of these games? These 4? You like the Rockets here?
For me in this, I like the 76ers today. This is the 76ers and Jazz last game before the All-Star break. I think 76ers come out and get a win. I think Jazz just want to go out of the break. They're fat and happy. Happy where they're standing in the standings halfway through the season. And I'll take the 76ers in that one. I'm going to take the Raptors, even though they got a big whole pile of guys out. I'm going to take them anyways. The Raptors are deep in depth. They always got guys that are in the back there waiting that can come up and play. Their farm system, they've got good guys. So I'm gonna take the Raptors in that one. And I'll take the Nets. Square fishes. I'll take the Nets at the Rockets. Who's playing for the Rockets? I don't know. I think Harden's returned back home. I'll take the Nets over the Rockets in that one.
I'll be the tiebreaker here. I'll take the Jazz over the Sixers. There's too many trends here that favor the Sixers. Like all these trends they have dominating the Jazz. And this is kind of the Jazz's trend breaker year. You know, it's like we're not going to be that, you know, we're never going to feel like we did crying on the court against the Nuggets ever again. That's what they're doing. I think they bust up the Sixers in this one pretty good. I also like the Nets. The Rockets are just a bad team. The thing is, as it starts to climb up towards 9, now you have to start pay a little bit more attention to who's playing and who's not. I kind of like the Raptors too. It's like what's a good feel-good moment for a team coming off of the COVID, whatever. Pistons on the other side of the court. Not only are they lousy 3-15 on the road. I mean, it is a big number though, so we got to watch out. Pelicans, Bulls, Magic, Hawks getting the win in Miami last night. Minnesota against Charlotte. Any of those 3, Brian?
That's a tough one. Yeah, for me, I guess the Chicago Bulls are the play plus the points. It's just a slight lean. I've been a Pelican guy a little bit lately, but I think the Chicago Bulls aren't getting enough respect in this spot here. I think they can keep it within a bucket of the Pelicans, so I'm going to take the points in the Bulls.
Bulls are dead to me, Rod.
I'll take the Hornets over the Timberwolves. It's the Hornets win one, lose one, win one, lose one. So it's time for them to win one. I'll take the Hornets over the lousy Timberwolves.
I've taken the Pelicans about twice all season. We're going to make it my third Pelicans play here. It might be my second. But anyways, I'm taking the Pelicans over the Bulls. The Bulls are just dead to me. There's no way I could root for this team after that foul with 1.9 seconds left on Jamal Murray. Not going to happen. God, how about the YouTube haters yesterday? They really took a beat down, right? I mean, speaking of Jamal Murray, the YouTube haters took a little bit of a beating on our channel. All those Michigan backers and Milwaukee Bucks. Oh man, it got a little ugly in there, didn't it? Wow, I know nothing. You're a dummy. You're dumb. Yes, thank you. I love the weird.
Bucks got my butt yesterday. They were the only one that got my butt yesterday. Was the Bucks.
I had the Nuggets in that one. I think I was the only one on the show with the Nuggets. Anyways, I like the Magic against the Hawks. I think they beat them outright. I don't think they meet the points. The Mavericks against the Thunder, line down to 5.5 from 8. That means that Porzingis probably isn't playing. I haven't even looked. Kings versus Lakers. LeBron not playing in that one. Kings now -4 in that game. And the Portland Trailblazers versus the Warriors. I think I misspoke in that video. I said Warriors or something, and it says Blazers. I want the Blazers in that one. I like the Blazers. What the hell? So we'll settle the score here. Brian.
I think the Kings-Lakers line's around 4.5, 5 now. But I like the Thunder Buddies plus the points against the Mavericks. Mavericks just 500 at home straight up this year, and it just seems like a tad. I know the Thunder aren't the greatest team in the world, but their record's pretty close to Dallas, and I just think that's too many points. And I'll take the Portland Trailblazers at home plus the points. We're getting more value now at Portland lately than we did like 2 weeks ago. I think they could win it outright, but I'm going to take the points.
I like the way Brian like stretches records and statistics to fit his picks. It's like one team is 6 games under 500, and the other one is a game over 500. They're very close record-wise.
Dallas and the Thunder aren't too far apart.
I mean, well, one is 6 games under 500. The other is a game over 500.
Well, they should be much more in a game over 500.
They've played 34 games, so a 7-game differential out of 35. What's that, 20%? Where's Romanelli? Yep, 1/5, so 20%. A little bit more. A little bit more. 20% differential.
Well, look at the record of the Thunder on the road.
I know. No, I'm not. Believe me, I took the Thunder also. I mean,
Dallas are 8-8 at home, and Thunder 8-9.
I fade Dallas and the Pelicans more than everybody else combined. You know.
I should have said the road record of the Thunder.
Yeah, but Dallas and the Pelicans are 2 teams that are just easy fades. They have young stars, right? So I had this discussion. I'll talk and then we'll let Rod do his picks. But so I had this discussion with Ron Romanelli, right, the other day, and it kind of all keyed off. And you know, we didn't take it this far, but it all does key to my strategy with the Nuggets and the Pelicans. Do you know that a Luka Doncic rookie card got sold for $4 million? One basketball card for a guy that's still playing, and he's never won anything, right? He's never won a playoff game. He's never won anything. This is in Michigan, right? $4 million it went for. Zion Williamson cards are going for thousands and thousands of dollars. It's like. It all depends on quantity. Sounds like these teams are a little too popular.
The price of the card has nothing to do with
I mean, Brian, you did take Michigan money line minus with 91% of the public. You did ride that. 91%.
No, all I said is I don't see Michigan losing this game. Well, there's no way that they're going to lose it.
We bet, and you were on the side with 91% of the public.
Yeah.
91%. That's a lot of public. I'm going to get some mileage out of this one, and then we're going to put it to rest. Anyways.
That's all right. I'll get you back.
No, well, I mean, Brian had Illinois with the points. I mean, he gave it out in the premium area. He gave it out as a premium pick. He had Illinois with the points. It was, this is all.
I think they could win it.
This is, yeah. I mean, I'm just talking about our side bet, because you kind of
send me a picture of 3 hats that you'd like to own, and maybe I'll get 2 of them, and the third one I might throw in a Michigan hat.
You kind of bought into the hype, into the public hype on that Michigan.
I don't know. I see. I did the eye test on them, and to me, they look like a team that's going to be a tough out. But
they're going to be a tough out. They're going to be a tough out. But I mean, we had last season every team that was ranked number 1 or was seen as the best team in college basketball. Every single week they lost. It's a very common thing in college basketball for a team to be overrated. Because it's almost impossible to run the table these days. It's almost impossible. Yeah. Like Gonzaga is running the table, right now, but they haven't won the championship yet. But they're running the table. But they're doing it against Pepperdine. I mean, they played a tough out of conference, but I mean, right now, that when push comes to shove, when the games get tough in March and February, they're playing Pepperdine, right? Pacific, St. Mary's. Rod, who do you like in these late games?
These late games here, I think that line moved down because I think Luka might be out. It says he's questionable with his back issue.
Luka, not Porzingis. Wow.
Yeah, it's Luka. Luka's the questionable in the Mavericks game there. So I'm gonna take the under 223.5 before that number moves. Most likely he's probably going to be out. So give me the under 223.5. Take his points away. We're going way under that number. Give me the under 223. I like the Blazers. I went to give me the Blazers here at home. I think beating up the Warriors. I also like the over in that one. No defense played there. Just been running up and down, shooting, scoring, lots of scoring. Give me the over in that one. And this last one looks kind of. I'm guessing LeBron's not going to play.
Yep, he's not playing.
Yeah, that's why the Kings are there. I'm not going near that one. I lead the Lakers still. I lead the Lakers still win that one even without him. Kings aren't that good.
I like Charlotte against Minnesota. I just like betting against Minnesota also. They're kind of in my club. Teams I like betting against. Especially when they're favored against a professional basketball team. That just doesn't even make sense to me. Anyways, Brian, what are you selling today? Someone says, we need Chris back. Well, he's not coming back to this show more than likely. So you can get his premium picks over at the website. He's still with us. And he had
a good day yesterday.
He had a good day yesterday, and I was glad to see it. And he will, at some point he'll be back on the drive-through as guest, and, see what happens. We'll play it by ear, but, for the short term, sometimes tough love is the best love. It's like the things that you don't want to hear and the things that you don't like to hear and the things that you don't like to do are sometimes the best things for you, Like a year ago, I had that dispute with my old business partners and all that other stuff. But look at how I came out on the other side. It's like it was the best thing that ever happened to me, man. What a blessing, right? I mean, it is, right? I mean, it is. It's like, wow, were those guys dragging me down, man? It's like, holy smokes! Look at the explosion. It's like I've been online for 15 years, and this is the most success I've ever had. Running the websites. So and look how many people have been affected by that as well. So it's like it's amazing. Brian, what are you selling today?
I got my after a winning day yesterday. 8 of the last 11 days have been winning days. We're going to try to keep that going forward. I got my Big East Game of the Month 3-pack. You get my 3 top college basketball picks for $40 at pickdogs.com. But if you don't want the $40 pack, you can get the rest of my college basketball picks this year for $200. That's conference tournaments, that's March Madness, and that's today. $200 at pickdogs.com.
I want to hear about it. I really hate that $200 package. It's like, why don't you just turn? What are we doing the show tomorrow? We'll be doing the show in the dark, and it's like.
I got a thought process to that because I figure 30 days of all picks are $300 for most people. So for $200, you're just getting college basketball. You're not getting the NBA. You're not getting the NHL. So that's how I rationalize.
This is the way the show is going to be.
Mitch's in the dark.
It's like, thank you, Brian. Rod, what do you got?
For me, I got Wealthy Wednesday, up a nice winning day yesterday again. Just keep on rolling. Today's a new day. Loving today's action. I've got 3 10-star college basketball slam dunks, 2 10-star NBA layups. These five best bets, golden opportunity, put wealth into your pockets. Crush the bookies today as we keep rolling along.
Nothing makes me happier than the Mitch sucks comment. I haven't seen a good straight Mitch sucks in a while. Normally I get just, a bunch of lies spread about me or, whatever. And that's, our assumptions, right? But I just got a straight Mitch sucks here. And I appreciate that. Just make sure you smash that like button. Anyways, I've got 5 college basketball picks today. I really like it. March is my time in college basketball. I've had an up and down season. I was way up early. I went kind of really ice cold for a while there. But March is when I have traditionally torn it up. I was 4-0 in college hoops yesterday, and I got 5 picks today, and I love them. So I got them for $35. So
What was your live premium record yesterday?
1-1.
2-0.
Nice.
Finally.
I gave out a pick that I didn't have a regular premium on Iowa State, and what the hell are they doing?
What happened to Iowa State?
It was the Bulls all over again. It was like, and then they fouled again. It was like, no. It's like, why did you do that? They fouled again. It was kind of like they wanted to get their guys, their seniors, to get a last basket type deal.
I was a little worried when I saw it go to 12.5 before tip went up a point. So
I know, but we were right there. We were right there at 12. It's like, man. And then I had LSU, who did everything they could to try and choke away the cover at the end of the game, and then they hit the three, which was nice. The nice thing is when you're playing Vandy is you know that you know they're going to have just a worthless turnover in the final 50 seconds or so. So it's like you just have to be close. It's like you got to be in that 2 to 3 points over the number or like a point under the number because they're going to have a pathetic, worthless, just a turnover that is just like what just happened there. It's like why did he hand the ball to the other player? How about Illinois just ripping the ball out of Michigan's hands? It's like they were mad at him. They didn't want. I didn't hear that guy Liver's name once. Actually, I didn't watch the game with the sound on, so I don't know. I didn't hear his name once. I didn't see him hit. He didn't even play. They took these guys just right out of the game, right? It's like, man, beat them up. We knew a physical team was going to do that to Michigan. That's like, Brian's Wisconsin pick against Michigan wasn't bad. And in the Big Ten tournament, if those two teams play, kind of like whiskey there.
Well, Michigan went into Ohio State and kicked their butts. So.
Yeah, but Ohio State's not a physical team. They're not like a physical defense team. Ohio State gave up 91 against Penn State. I mean, they're not a physically tough team. They have some good athletes, but they're not physical. Like Illinois is physical. Michigan State is physical. So we're going to see what happens in that game. But they're not as physical as they've been in the past, but they still are somewhat physical. Baylor is. West Virginia, traditionally physical team, These are like, Bob Huggins teams. Traditionally Cincinnati, going to be tough. And we know UConn, right? They're going to be tough, man.
Oh, UConn's
going to be a bear.
Hopefully, the Big Ten tournament, we see a rematch of Michigan and Illinois.
I don't think so. I think I kind of like Wisconsin to go to the final, maybe against Illinois, depending on how it all stacks up.
I think I'm done with them until the tournament starts.
Yeah, well, it is going to be the tournament, the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of tournaments, LaSalle versus St. Joe's, the A10 tournament. Arch Madness. G-Dub against Fordham. There is no tomorrow for these teams. 2-11 meets 4-11. I'm going to guess neither of these teams are going to get an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. So they're going to need to win. We got Merrimack against Wagner. Syracuse against Clemson. Tulane, Wichita State. North Carolina, A&T versus South Carolina State. Where's Ron Romanelli when you need him? Speaking of UConn, up against Seton Hall. Mizzou, Florida. Rod, any of those?
For me in this one, I like George Washington over Fordham. Their offense is scoring over 20 points more than what Fordham can. I don't even think Fordham can even hit 60. Give me George Washington in that one. Easy double-digit win.
1st to 18 wins.
Yeah, 1st to 18 wins. It's like a 1st to 50 game.
It's like volleyball. 1st to 21. Got to win by 2.
And then I like Wagner over Merrimack. They beat him yesterday. They're just the better team. They're going to come in and whoop them up again. Give me Wagner over Merrimack. And I like how far did we go to? I'm going to probably jump ahead.
Just go 7 o'clock. We didn't start 7 o'clock.
Oh, so we got the Missouri and the Gators.
Yep.
I like the Gators in that one. Gators at home, 6-2. And I don't think this is a spot Missouri comes. Missouri just hasn't looked like Missouri has. So I'm going to take the Gators as they've been rolling 7-3 the last 10. I think they get the win in that one.
I don't love the line movement in that one. I got a nasty email about Tony Brown yesterday because I thought Tony was great on the show. I really enjoyed having him on. We're definitely having him back, and we're gonna fix his audio and all that other stuff, and we're gonna have him back.
Yeah, me and Tony will be fighting about everything.
Yeah, Tony's great, and I was like, I got an email like because he picked the Lakers, so it was like. He sucks. He's an embarrassment. He's terrible. It's like if he bet in Vegas, he would be broke. It's like he lives in Vegas, and and it's like he's been on the leaderboard. I think the entire year, right? Like at the top. So it's like, what are you talking about? Because he picked the Lakers.
Fan. That's why I picked him.
Yeah, he's from L.A. originally. He loves the Lakers.
I'm not a Laker hater. I just like betting against them.
Of course.
That's just me.
As we all do.
As we all do, yeah. I think we all have this.
Yeah, it's like someone in the Facebook group is like, I'll bet you Michigan goes further in the tournament than Illinois. It's like, number one, I can't see the bracket. I mean, they might get the Duke draw, right? With Duke not in there, right? So who the hell knows? And then also, it's like, I'm not a fan of Illinois. I'm not a fan of Michigan. It was easy money. It's like, what the hell's wrong with that? I mean, this is what we do. We're not fans. I'm a fan of one team. Miami. That's it. Ryan, who do you like in this slot?
I'm going to go with Syracuse minus the points against Clemson. I know they won 5 straight games. It's just Syracuse, as I should have listened before, is tough at the Carrier Dome. They knocked off North Carolina. I don't see them having a problem knocking off Clemson. And Missouri, I really like Missouri over Florida. I think Missouri's played bad lately, but I think they're a more talented team than Florida, and we're getting the points. And the line just looks a little bit fishy to me. It's at 4.5. It hasn't really moved. I'll take Missouri Tigers there. That's my better free pick of the day.
I don't like that game as much, but I really like Syracuse and UConn. Seton Hall's kind of falling apart at the seams. I'm not really sure what's happened to this team. But they don't look the same, and I really like Syracuse. I liked them the other day at home against Carolina. I like them here. They're always are tough at home. They're just always tough at home. And it's like Clemson is terrible on the road. Terrible, terrible, terrible on the road. You want to talk about like how good the Thunder are on the road. Look how bad Clemson is on the road. And they stink. 2-4 on the road, 1-5 against the number on the road. This is a 15-5 team that plays like that. I'm going to stay far away from that Missouri-Florida game because I can make an argument either way. But the line is moving in funny ways in that game. More towards Florida is the way it looks. Anyways, Notre Dame against NC State. Another one I'll be staying away from. Penn State against Minnesota. Boston University versus Lehigh. This is the conference tournament for the Patriot. We got Florida A&M versus NC Central, Romanelli. Utah versus Oregon State. St. John's versus Providence. Sam Houston versus Texas A&M. Colorado State versus New Mexico. New Orleans, is that? Against blocked. New Orleans against Northwest State in the Southland. Central Arkansas against Southeast Louisiana. Houston Baptist against Incarnate Word Up. Any of those? And Belmont Southern Illinois, that's a conference tournament game as well. Any of those, Brian?
Yeah, I think the Notre Dame NC State matchup kind of looks like a filet of fish patties versus the Sharps. I think the Sharps are coming in on the Irish at -2. I know they've lost a crap ton of games. I think NC State's won 4 or 5 games straight. It looks odd to me. I think the Irish should play there. Penn State -4.5. Minnesota off that Nebraska loss. They lost 5 in a row. I think Penn State looks good at times. I think this is one of those days. I'll take the Nittany Lions and lay the points.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like Penn State over the Gophers. They're just there's speaking of awful on the road. There's another awful on the road. Gophers 0-9 on the road, 1-8 versus the number on the road. Yuck! Them Gophers going the wrong way, diving in the hole and going away. We'll take
this.
Penn
They were
State
ranked earlier this season. Now there's just another Big Ten fraud.
The wheels fell off the cart.
Now just another Big Ten fraud.
The wheels fell off the cart on that one. I like the Beavers. Give me the
Calling it
Beavers
like I see.
over Utah. Beavers just keep covering numbers. 8-1-1 in their last 10. I'll take the Beavers to keep it close in that one, if not beat them outright. I like Sam Houston over Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Sam Houston's perfect at home, 11-0, 6-0 against the number. Let's keep that rolling there today. Sam Houston minus the points in that one. And I like the Privateers over Northwestern State at home here. Privateers play good at home. Still 7-0, perfect against the number. Let's keep riding the Privateers, minus 5.5. And I like Belmont. Give me Belmont. I think they easily win that one by 3 touchdowns. Whoop up on SIU.
I like New Mexico against Colorado State. I've been on the Colorado State bandwagon early and often this season, but sometimes it's time to get off the boat, and today is the day. Get off the Colorado State boat. Just, it might just be temporarily. We're not fanboys here. We're just trying to win a couple bucks. I like New Mexico in this one, and I think New Mexico gets it done. I think this is a 10-point game or less. That's how much I like that one. Borderline premium pick. I also like Providence against St. John's. I think they're going to out-physical them. Got Texas A&M back on the ice. We haven't seen them in a while. 8-7 on the season. Up against Mississippi State. Got Villanova against Creighton. The rematch. Two teams, they do not like each other too much. Got UNLV San Diego State. Northwestern against Maryland. Suspicious little line there. Only 4. Stephen F. against Abilene Christian. Florida State, the Noles, up against Boston College. That's after that choke fest against North Carolina. Oregon versus UCLA. USC, Mobley and company up against Stanford. Eastern Washington against Idaho State. And the big one, Morehead State and Southeast Missouri State in conference tournament action. Rod, any of those gems jump off the page at you?
Yeah, I like a bunch of those. I like Mississippi State over Texas A&M. They've just been rolling, covering the numbers. I think they easily beat up on Texas A&M in this one. I also like Creighton. Give me Creighton at Villanova. I think that's too many points. This comes down to last-second shot between those two and battling each other out. I also like UNLV at home here against San Diego State. I think that's just too many points. And what's the 3-4 point game in that one? Give me UNLV. And yeah, that line does look real funny in Maryland and Northwestern. Northwestern ended their losing streak and got a win. I think they keep it rolling, get 2 wins in a row. Give me Northwestern plus the 4 in that one. And then call me crazy. I'm going to take UCLA plus the 4 against the Ducks. I think UCLA's defense comes to play, and we got a tight game, comes down to the last bucket, and you're going to give me 4. I'll take the plus 4 in that one. And I'll take Boston College plus the points against Florida State. I think Florida State wins that one, but not by the 19 they're giving you. Give me the 19 in that one. And we'll end it off with some Morehead. Who doesn't love Morehead? I think they beat up Southeast Missouri State by double digits in that one.
Brian?
Yeah, I agree with Rod with Northwestern at home against Maryland. Maryland's won 5 in a row, but they're a team that all of a sudden they just choke, and I think this is one of those spots. Northwestern won the last game. I'm going to take the points there. And Villanova, I think they're going to absolutely crush Creighton tonight. Revenge spot, and they're off that embarrassing loss to Butler. Creighton did lose to Xavier, but I like Villanova at home here for a 10-point win over the Blue Jays.
I like Oregon minus the 4 against UCLA. I think Mick Cronin in March, he'll coach you right out of a cover. Just pretty much give him the opportunity. He just needs the chance. He can do it. I like USC against Stanford. I like San Diego State to bust up UNLV too. This is their time of year. So we have YouTube Premium now. It is. Let me put the link in the comments. You get a premium pick from each of us, and then in the morning and then in the afternoon we kind of do with updated information. So like if that got announced at 2:00 this afternoon, then we would have updated information. So the late picks I think have been better than the early picks, to be honest with you. We try to win them all, and I think we've given out plenty of winners in both. But to me, it just seems the late picks have just been better, and it makes sense as to why they are, right? I mean, because you have a lot more time. You can see the line movement. You can see the betting action. The lines have moved. They've settled in. You have, a lot has happened, between now and then.
We know who's in. We know who's out.
But anyways, I'll put the link in the description, and you guys can decide if you want to join it or not. It's certainly not mandatory. We don't think less of you if you're not, a premium member, or more of you if you are. Maybe we think more of you, not less of you if you aren't. But
plus, if you just like the show.
And, a lot of people have asked how they can support the show. This is support the show, whatever. It doesn't, like I said, it's not for everyone, and it's certainly not. It's
plus,
not.
If you just like the show.
It's not. It's not the same as buying our premium picks on the site. Some of the picks that we do on the premium show are premium picks that we give out on the site. Like my late pick yesterday, LSU, was the same one. I gave out that same pick on the site. But it also, but not all of mine are. That's for sure. Some of them are kind of those other ones.
%90 of my picks are the premium picks.
All soccer picks were wrong yesterday. Gorn was 3-0 in his soccer picks yesterday. He was 3-0 in his premium picks. So they were all right, actually. So this is what I hate.
The articles.
This is what I hate. Lies. Well, Gorn writes the articles too. I hate. It's like I don't understand what you're talking about. It's like just a liar. Just someone who's on here comes here to just lie and feel better. I don't know why you would do it. Is it to put us down? And that makes them feel better about themselves? I don't understand it. But it's okay. So someone here they charged my card twice, but I don't see that you're even a member of our premium YouTube, and I don't have anything to do with it. You would have to contact YouTube directly. You don't have anything to do with that. But I put the link in the description for those of you that want to join the YouTube Premium that haven't. But put it in the description so you guys can check it out. Did it come out? I'll put it again.
Yeah, it came out.
I'll do it again. Anyways, we'll go to the NHL segment. I don't know how I did yesterday. But
NHL's been crappy lately.
Has it?
I don't know. I keep on losing.
I'll have to check it. I'll have to see how my picks did for yesterday. One of them said, ask again later, the Magic Eagle. We never asked.
Red Wings, the Devils.
I think I had the Devils.
Devils lost, didn't they?
Yeah.
I didn't have the Devils then.
The Penguins won.
I had the Penguins. Lucky Penny.
The Flyers.
Right? Yeah. Lucky Penny had the Penguins.
It was just a bad day.
Rangers actually showed up and beat Buffalo. Yeah, Carolina won.
I don't understand some of these questions in the chat, but I rarely do. But I mean, Chris is on Facebook. He has premium picks at the site and all that other stuff. So it's like I'm not his father. I'm not, Chris is we've had other people on the show that have come and gone, and we've had other people that aren't, that haven't been on the show yet, and it's like, it's going to continue to be that way. We're always a work in progress. When we started, we only covered college football. How come no one asked me? How come you don't just cover college football anymore? It's like, it's the same thing. It's like, this is who we are. I'm not going to apologize for it, and I'm not going to defend my decisions. I make those decisions because that's what I'm paid to do. Anyways, speaking of paid to do, got Washington versus Boston. Edmonton versus Toronto. These teams have played 37 times this season. And Anaheim against St. Louis. Brian, any of these three? Because we certainly know how they play against each other because we've seen every one of these matchups at least 5 times.
When are they going to start traveling? Darn it. I'm going to take the Washington. Oh, well, they need to. They need to start traveling. This is BS. I'm going to take the Washington Capitals plus money against the Bruins. Boston's one of the best teams in hockey, but Capitals are no slouches, and the way that money's looking, I think it's worth a try with Washington. I think they're good enough to beat Boston tonight.
For me in that one, I'll take Boston. Boston's 5-1 at home, and the world's loving up on the Capitals. This is a spot Boston. Their defense comes to play, shuts down the Capitals. Give me Boston in that one. And I'll take the Oilers. The Leafs got the win the other day, but the Oilers are 7-2 this year off of 1 day's rest. They're also 7-3 off of a 3-goal or more home loss. The Oilers bounce back in that one. Give me the Oilers over the Leafs. And the Blues and the Ducks. I'll take that over.
So, Rod, here's a comment. You answer it, all right? Because I've answered it 100 times. We knew why Ann got the boot, but no one is saying what happened to Chris. Have I not said what's happened? I mean, have I not said anything about it? Have I not addressed it? I'm not really sure. I mean, I think I've said it. I think I've said more than enough, right? I think I'm ready to move on. Right?
Well, yeah, it's like you've given the reason why, and
it's not good enough, I guess.
It is what it is.
This is like you know. I don't know what it's like. I have no idea. All right. Anyways, Brian, what do you like in these 3 hockey games?
Are we in the 3 late games now?
Well, I didn't give my picks. I'm going to stick with the Maple Leafs. I took them the other day. I'm going to go with them again. The Capitals always beat the crap out of the Bruins ever since I used to live in Boston. I'll continue to ride them, even though Hatcher's no longer playing. He used to really beat up the Bruins. God, I think Rick Middleton and Terry O'Reilly got like their worst beatings against the Capitals. Maybe against the Canadians, too. It's like, let's beat up Rick Middleton. It's like
Rick Middleton.
It's like they send in Nevin Marquardt. He's a good middleweight to defend him.
Yeah.
It's like, he's a good middleweight. It's like, I don't have any good middleweights anymore. All right, we got the Smudges up against the Golden Knights. We got the Kings against the Coyotes. And the Sharks against the Avs. Rod?
There's the 3 teams that I really love in the hockey today, and in my hockey parlay, I'll give it to you right now. We're going to take the Wild on the money line. They just about had the Vegas last game. They get them this game. Wild beat up on Vegas, win outright. They're not going to collapse at the end there like they did last time. We'll take the Coyotes over the Kings. Coyotes have been playing better on the road, and everybody's just loving up on the Kings here. Kings just got back home off their road trip, fat and happy, first game at home. I'll take the Coyotes here over the Kings. And here's a stat for you. We're going to take the Sharks again, as they just whooped up on the Avs. 6-2 was the last game. They're going to do it again. The Avs record of the last 28 in San Jose, they have 4 wins only. The Sharks are 24-4 against the Colorado Avalanche the last 28 in San Jose. I'll take the Sharks as a nice plus 185. I see the spots at plus 200. Nice bet there today. Give me the Sharks.
All right. I'm going to say it one last time, and this will be the last time I'm going to address any more of these questions. The reason why Chris is not on the show is because he spread himself too thin. That is the reason why he's no longer on this show, why he's not on the drive-thru, he's not everything else. Sometimes you got to break it all the way down, start over again, and then start adding again. You can't just start peeling back, because we tried that, and he ended up in the hospital. You saw he was in the hospital broadcasting on the premium picks, right? The other day from his car at the hospital, okay? So peeling back did not work. So sometimes you got to break it down and you say, here's something you can do at your own pace, at your own level. And then once we have that under control, then we slowly add maybe like some guest appearances on the drive-through, and we go from there and we see what happens. But, I'm not gonna sit here and continuously say this over and over and over again. It's like, I am not gonna kill a friend of mine because you guys want him on a show. I want to deliver what you guys want, right? And that's winners. And I think we do that. And I want to deliver, product for you guys, content for you guys. And I think we do that. I'm not going to kill somebody to do that. I'm not doing it. Even if they're willing to kill themselves, I'm not doing it. It's not going to be on me. Not going to happen. And that's the last I'm going to say about it. Rod, you got a parlay? I like the smudges. I like the smudges. They did me dirty the other day. I'm back on the horse.
Yep, it did us all dirty. Well, I like the smudges today too. My parlay, we're gonna take Penn State, and we're gonna take Oregon State, and we're gonna take Belmont. Parlay those three up.
Penn State, Oregon State, Belmont. Brian.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Penn State minus the points, Syracuse minus the points, and Thunder Buddies plus the points.
Syracuse, St. Joe's, and I had it all figured out. Syracuse, St. Joe's, Wichita State. We'll be all over by 6 o'clock. By the end of the drive-through, we'd already be cashing. Actually, that other game won't be over till 8 o'clock. It starts at 6. We'll be working. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Have a great day. Let's make it a winning day. Of course, we'll be posting that premium in just a moment, and we're going to act more professional tomorrow. Have a great day.